A well-educated and morally upright woman is seated at her computer. She momentarily pauses, gazing out at the night sky before typing the following words: "With a firearm, out on the street. $12,000 will suffice. Just get it done ASAP." The recipient of her message replies, "For $4,000, we can throw acid on her face, and for $50,000, we'll subject her to torturous death." Shaking her head, the woman asserts, "No, just kill her." This chilling anecdote is based on a true story, and the person being discussed could have been anyone, including you. Today, we will delve into the realm of hitmen, drug traffickers, killers, and even cannibals who have all become entangled in the darkest corners of the internet. You will learn why venturing into this domain is highly discouraged, and we will present numerous compelling reasons to dissuade you from doing so. First and foremost, it is essential to understand the nature of the dark web. In essence, it is concealed within a segment known as the deep web, which comprises the vast majority of the internet and remains inaccessible to standard search engines. The dark web represents a minuscule fraction, accounting for merely 0.01% of the deep web. Accessing it requires downloading specific software, such as the Tor browser, which grants a degree of anonymity. However, as you will soon discover, this anonymity is not foolproof. Tor was originally developed by the US government to facilitate anonymous communications and is now utilized by journalists and activists who face potential repercussions for more open forms of communication. While the dark web hosts platforms such as WikiLeaks, which publish content on both the dark web and the open web, it is worth noting that downloading software to explore the dark web itself is not inherently illegal. The critical factor lies in the actions undertaken within this realm of anonymity, which will be the focus of our disconcerting discourse today. It is plausible that you may be driven by mere curiosity, desiring to explore the dark web, but traversing this path entails the risk of stumbling upon sinister digital alleys that you would regret ever entering. Such a venture could render you a marked individual or worse. Before delving into the truly eerie aspects of the dark web, let us first discuss illegal drugs. You may have encountered individuals claiming to have ordered the purest narcotics from the dark web, with seamless deliveries to their doorsteps. It might seem incredibly convenient, but before you entertain the idea of procuring a sheet of psychedelic acid tabs or a multitude of ecstasy pills resembling miniature Lego bricks, we implore you to listen further. Indeed, it is feasible to purchase drugs from the dark web, and many have done so. One former enthusiast even likened the dark web's drug market to an Amazon run by cartels. Virtually any illicit substance you can imagine is available, including the necessary precursors for producing drugs like crystal meth. Those familiar with Breaking Bad will understand. Surprisingly, the sites vending these drugs often maintain a level of reliability, as they feature feedback mechanisms enabling buyers to rate sellers. You might encounter comments such as "Grade A cocaine, delivered punctually. Highly recommended seller." Several years ago, a prominent seller named Jesus of Rave operated a site that exuded professionalism, stating, "Working in collaboration with UK distributors, importers, and producers to source high-quality products, we run an efficient operation and aim to dispatch your order on the same or next day. Our commitment to your privacy matches our efficiency, a testament to our extensive experience in this field." Dark web drug transactions gained significant traction in Britain in recent years, and numerous news reports have highlighted the exponential surge in seizures of ecstasy and amphetamines in the mail. These drugs predominantly originate from the Netherlands after being ordered on the dark web. In 2019, The Guardian reported, criminal organizations in the Netherlands are major producers and exporters of synthetic drugs, primarily dispatched via sea containers or trucks. However, online purchases exploiting postal services have witnessed significant growth. The main recipients outside Europe are the US, Australia, and New Zealand. The same article mentioned a major operation that resulted in the confiscation of a staggering 300 kilograms of drugs and 51 firearms. That same year, the German authorities shut down a dark website named the Wall Street Market, WSM, leading to multiple arrests. The owners had amassed substantial profits from the sale of heroin, cocaine, marijuana, amphetamines, as well as illicit software, forged documents, and stolen data. WSM functioned in 6 languages: English, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish. It is well known that the drug trade offers immense financial incentives, and apprehending dealers or traffickers often feels akin to playing a futile game of whack-a-mole. Each arrest merely paves the way for a new player to emerge. The so-called war on drugs has largely been deemed a failure, with authorities resembling the mythological Sisyphus, eternally tasked with pushing a round rock uphill. Consequently, you can rest assured that despite occasional crackdowns, one can still access the dark web and readily procure virtually any drug desired. However, this also means that law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, are actively monitoring the dark web. This represents a fundamental peril of venturing into this obscure realm. You may unwittingly fall prey to digital predators. When individuals believe they possess impunity, they tend to become reckless. A recent operation known as Dark Huntioa led to the arrest of 150 individuals, involving law enforcement agencies from Europe, the US, and Australia. The operation primarily targeted sellers, resulting in the seizure of approximately $25 million worth of drugs. Notably, small-scale buyers were not apprehended. However, law enforcement authorities issued a grave warning regarding the prevalence of fentanyl in illicit substances. Fentanyl, a potent synthetic opioid, has been responsible for numerous accidental overdoses. Although it possesses legitimate medical applications for pain relief, countless individuals have tragically lost their lives after unknowingly ingesting drugs contaminated with this lethal substance. Recent news reports recount incidents where unsuspecting individuals believed they were consuming cocaine but succumbed to fatal consequences due to the presence of fentanyl. As we write this, a disheartening incident involving 5 individuals in the US underscores the perils of accidental fentanyl overdoses. Unbeknownst to them, the substance they consumed contained this deadly drug. A quick search would yield an abundance of stories featuring the tragic phrase accidental fentanyl overdose. While we do not condone drug use, we assert that if individuals insist on partaking in such substances, they should prioritize knowledge and awareness. When procuring drugs from the dark web, one remains in the dark regarding their true composition, and since transactions occur anonymously, sellers may prioritize their own interests over the buyer's safety. Even in the event of a fatality, the likelihood of sellers facing legal repercussions remains minimal. Disturbingly, we discovered an account detailing fentanyl-laced ecstasy tablets. The phrase "rave to the grave" seems poignantly fitting here. Regrettably, despite the potential to save tens or even hundreds of thousands of lives, authorities have consistently displayed reluctance to facilitate widespread availability of drug testing equipment. Moreover, there have been instances where buyers themselves have faced arrest. In 2020, a large-scale operation resulted in the apprehension of 179 individuals involved in drug and weapons trafficking, with some of those arrested identified as buyers. The FBI issued a statement cautioning individuals against assuming they were safe from prosecution simply by being small-scale buyers, emphasizing that anyone who engages in illegal activity on the dark web is subject to potential criminal charges. With advancements in technology and increased cooperation between international law enforcement agencies, it has become increasingly difficult to remain truly anonymous on the internet. Now that we have delved into the dark web's drug-related aspects, it is time to traverse more chilling paths. Brace yourself, for we shall confront the existence of hitmen, killers for hire, and individuals participating in truly macabre activities. Unfortunately, there is a prevalent presence of gore sites on the open internet. While it may not be legally prohibited to share videos depicting disturbing acts such as stoning, beheading, or even consuming excrement, the impact of witnessing such content can be long-lasting and traumatizing. However, some individuals may be desensitized to such material or have unconventional inclinations, constituting a significant portion of society. In fact, a popular site in the past, Best Gore, garnered an astonishing 10 to 20 million monthly visits. The site's owner faced legal repercussions after uploading a video titled "One Lunatic, One Ice Pick," which depicted the heinous dismemberment of an individual named Luca Magnotta, who later sent body parts to educational institutions and political offices. Due to the inclusion of footage showing animal cruelty towards kittens, animal activists also pursued Magnotta before his arrest. Consequently, one may stumble upon disturbing content while exploring the dark web, resulting in regrettable experiences. Nevertheless, some might perceive the writers at infographics show as easily intimidated, considering the possibility that a bit of gore holds no significance to them. According to the Washington Post, much of the talk surrounding the extreme gore purportedly available on the dark web is mere speculation. Although the concept of snuff movies, featuring real-life murders, may circulate, their existence remains dubious. Some videos are staged, with no actual fatalities, while rumors regarding certain films remain unsubstantiated. Nonetheless, videos depicting accidental deaths or executions do exist, and their consumption is not illegal. As one writer pointed out, murdering someone is illegal. Watching someone get murdered and failing to report it is illegal. However, watching an online snuff film is not illegal, at least not currently. For instance, watching videos featuring the Dnipropetrovsk maniacs would not have entailed legal consequences. These two Ukrainian teenagers infamously committed 21 brutal murders in 2007, filming many of their violent acts. While such footage was once accessible on gore sites, it has since been removed. Nevertheless, people continue to venture onto the dark web in search of similar content. A journalist who delved into this grim world cautioned about the danger of becoming desensitized to it. In an article, he stated, "I could show you profoundly disturbing material that would make you physically ill within minutes. However, after repeated exposure, desensitization occurs. This phenomenon affects many individuals, leading to a lack of empathy. The more one watches, the more pronounced this effect becomes. Undoubtedly, this habit takes a toll on mental well-being." The journalist further noted the addictive nature of such content, questioning the motivation behind people's desire to watch it. He concluded, "It's just pure evil. Why would anyone want to witness that?" The uncomfortable truth is that evil exists abundantly. Venturing deeper into these dark web realms, one may encounter explicitly illegal sexually explicit content. Curiosity may lure individuals into engaging with such material. In 2019, the BBC reported the arrest of 337 people across 38 countries for their involvement in distributing illicit content. Law enforcement authorities emphasized that these individuals were not as anonymous or secure as they believed themselves to be. Users must remain vigilant as surveillance may be present during their dark web activities. A recent case involved a man in the United States who sought advice on a web forum about planning the murder of his wife. He expressed his intention to ensure her demise within 18 months, after finalizing their divorce, stating that it was the only way he could secure full custody of their child. After discussing various methods, he attempted to purchase a chemical weapon from an FBI undercover operation. This volatile liquid, easily absorbed through the skin, could inflict life-threatening effects even in small quantities. Upon his arrest, he admitted to the murder plot and revealed his initial consideration of hiring a hitman through the dark web. Interestingly, he believed the cost of hiring a hitman would exceed the expenses involved in obtaining a divorce. Hiring a hitman through the dark web also carries severe consequences. In the past, hitmen for hire websites operated on the dark web, offering their services in various countries and claiming expertise in assault, arson, and murder. However, many of these sites were elaborate scams, their owners collaborating with law enforcement agencies. Several instances involved individuals who made payments to these sites and subsequently found themselves under arrest. Not long ago, a British doctor and a woman in Denmark fell victim to such scams when attempting to hire hitmen. Similarly, a 51-year-old woman from Florida used the dark web to hire a hitman to kill her ex-boyfriend's new wife. She paid a substantial sum in Bitcoin, but unbeknownst to her, the FBI had been monitoring her actions. Her initial inquiry on the website was the catalyst for her downfall. It is worth noting that even engaging in conversations with hitmen as a prank could lead to legal consequences. However, in the aforementioned case, the website owner exercised caution by waiting a day before asking clients to confirm their intentions. If the client persisted, the owner would promptly notify law enforcement. The aforementioned examples underscore the risks associated with delving into the dark web. Individuals must exercise caution and acknowledge the potential consequences of engaging with illegal and disturbing content. The dark web remains an enigmatic space where anonymity can be misleading, leading to unexpected encounters with law enforcement. Therefore, it is vital to prioritize one's safety and well-being when navigating the depths of the internet. Talking about one of his initial cases, he shared with the press, "I received an email from a woman requesting the murder of 3 individuals. A few hours later, she followed up with a second email containing the names and addresses of the intended victims. The woman, a British Canadian, claimed that these individuals had stolen her rightful inheritance from her late father." The owner of the website added, "She was determined to seek revenge and would stop at nothing. I contacted a friend who was a sergeant and expressed my concerns, saying, 'I believe this woman is serious. Can we request a welfare check?' The friend then notified the Canadian authorities. Eventually, the woman was sentenced to a few months in prison for soliciting murder. The website owner felt a sense of pride, believing that he had played a role in saving the lives of 3 people. However, one might question whether this woman would have ultimately carried out the killings herself, even if her request had not been reported to the police. The internet is replete with similar stories. One website even claimed to offer not only murder but also torture services, albeit at a steep price of $50,000. Painless poisoning came with a price tag of $42,000, while an acid attack cost $4,000 and causing crippling injuries cost $10,000. These websites are not only scams, but even if victims do not report the incidents to the police, seeking a refund becomes virtually impossible. Victims are left unaware of the identities of the individuals they interacted with, making it futile to involve law enforcement. Today, the dark web is populated by newly emerged hitman websites that warn people about existing hitman scams while vouching for their own authenticity. One website boldly declared, "We can provide video evidence of our services, complete with timestamps." Such evidence is simply not possible with fake services. Some websites go to great lengths to appear genuine, such as hiring individuals to set cars on fire and filming the act to demonstrate their commitment to potential clients. However, it was later discovered that one such instance involved a man in California who had expressed interest in joining the hitman business and contacted the website known as Besa Mafia. Subsequently, it was revealed that the man had paid $6,000 to have his wife killed, but when the job was not carried out, he resorted to killing her himself. The dark web is a breeding ground for malevolent individuals and dangerous activities, which is why it is advisable to avoid it altogether. Only one case has been verified where hitmen were hired through the dark web and successfully carried out a murder. This occurred in Russia when 2 teenage boys were contracted to kill a drug trafficker on behalf of a rival trafficker. In summary, anyone who ventures onto the dark web in search of someone to carry out nefarious deeds is likely to lose a substantial amount of money and potentially end up in prison. Not too long ago, there was a notorious British man named Matthew Fulder, who personified evil. Using the pseudonyms 666 Devil and Evil Mind, he frequented dark web forums, engaging in discussions revolving around heinous acts, particularly involving young individuals. His modus operandi involved befriending people online under the pretense of genuine interest, gradually coercing them into producing compromising videos. Given his eloquence and apparent sincerity, many fell victim to his manipulative tactics. Despite holding a respectable position as a geophysicist researcher at Birmingham University, Fulder's true nature was revealed once his victims discovered the distressing messages stored on his computer. In one message, he explicitly threatened a young victim, stating that he would distribute explicit images to everyone associated with her school on Facebook, as well as send physical copies to her parents and teachers, providing their home addresses as proof. Terrified, the victim acquiesced to his demands and continued to comply with his increasingly disturbing requests for over a year. Fulder's actions extended beyond mere threats, as he also instructed victims on how to self-harm and sent them anonymous letters, with one containing a razor blade. The level of cruelty and emotional manipulation displayed by Fulder was truly horrifying. Following an extensive investigation involving multiple law enforcement agencies from various countries, Matthew Fulder was apprehended and ultimately sentenced to 32 years in prison. His case serves as a stark reminder of the dangers lurking on the dark web and the capacity for individuals to exploit vulnerable individuals for their own sadistic pleasure. In conclusion, the dark web is a treacherous and malevolent place where the worst of humanity can thrive. It is a realm of illegal activities, scams, and malicious individuals seeking to exploit others. From hitman services to the manipulation and victimization of vulnerable individuals, the dark web is a dangerous abyss that should be avoided at all costs. The stories shared here serve as cautionary tales, illustrating the real and devastating consequences that can arise from engaging with the dark web. Instead, it is crucial to prioritize one's safety and security, staying within the boundaries of the law and the realms of legitimate online interactions.